Hey, this is Mr. Elmhorst with the help video for the lifetime earnings and jobs comparisons. So the first part, we're going to focus on earning money doing different jobs. Then we're going to compare the earnings and what the differences would be over a lifetime. A lifetime of work, if you start work after 25 until 60, this would typically be 35 years of work for any particular job. So the first one, which is a fixed payment, typically on daily or weekly basis, is called a wage. And this can also be hourly, daily, or weekly. Hourly, daily, hourly, or weekly. So the next one is a payment, let's see, a fixed regular payment typically paid on a monthly or bi-weekly basis is salary. So this is usually calculated by an annual sum. Annual salary is another word for yearly. Just going by our definitions there. So a typical salary for a teacher right now in the state of Texas is right around $60,000 over 1 year. So the annual salary would be between $60,000 and $65,000. So when you receive money on a regular basis, that is called income. It is money coming in. Income, and usually that's for work or investments. But that can also be retirement, money coming in from investments, or even unemployment or child support. Okay. Money obtained in return for labor or work, and this is called earnings. Right. So now that we were just talking about different types of money terminology, wages, salary, income, and earnings, let's take a look at a lifetime. So when you have a lifetime of earnings, typically you're looking at maybe retirement about age 60. Definitely by age 25, most people will have started working. So we are going to subtract to find the difference. So typically that is about 35 years in a lifetime of work. So we subtract this here, 35 years. All right. So down below, you don't necessarily need a degree to do well as far as income, tech certificates, or even getting your own business, working coming out of high school up until your 20s. You can make money or earnings in a lot of different ways. But today we're going to look at different degrees. We have a bachelor degree, master's degree, and a doctor's degree. So just for a example, there's three different salaries that are typical for those different degrees, and we're going to compare those. So we have 68,500. Now over 35 years, let's go ahead and multiply those out. Okay. Starting with 5 times 0, 5 times 0, 5 times 5. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 2. And then 5 times 6 is 30 plus 4. All right, so we're done with those. Going to cross this spot out here. Now we're multiplying 3. 3 times 0, 3 times 0. And then 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1, 25. And 3 times 6 is 18. plus 2 is 20. All right, so let's go ahead and add this up. And put in your decimal place values. The commas is separated. So how would we say that number using correct decimal place value? A registered nurse in a lifetime for 35 years typically would make at least $2,397,500. Okay, so looking at the nurse practitioner, we're going to multiply the 5. So check your first row, cross out the placeholder, then multiply the 3. So we should have 0, 0, 0, 9. That's going to give us 12, 1, and 1. So looking at the nurse practitioner, we're looking at $3,129,000 for a typical nurse practitioner over 35 years. And then the last one, a doctor degree, looks like it is pretty close to $4 million. So 3,948,000 over a typical lifetime for a doctor. Now, here's the comparison part. In order to compare the two degrees, once you calculate the salaries, then you subtract to find the difference. So 0 is going down. You cannot subtract 5 from 0. You're going to have to borrow. And that becomes an 8. And then looks like we got to borrow again. So it's 11 minus 9. And this is 30 minus 23, which is 7. Yeah, I was just double checking that. It should have been 731,500. So that's the amount of money that a master's will make in a lifetime over a bachelor's. So extra money that a master's will make. Now we're going to compare the doctors to the bachelor's. Subtract these, 0, 0, and then we have to borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5. And it looks like we got to borrow again. And 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. So this is a doctor's degree that is over the bachelor's degree, over $1.5 million in a lifetime if you're comparing it for 35 years. So once we go to the back, now we're going to take those comparisons and subtract the salaries and see what they are, what the difference would be over the given number of years. This one's 20 years, and it's talking about a plumber and a painter. So we go up above, we have the plumber and the painter. So it looks like the plumber is going to make more money, so we put that number on top. And the painter will go down below, and then we subtract these two numbers. So 0 minus 0, I'm going to have to borrow. So 14 minus 9 is 5. We got to borrow here. It was 11. We took one away, so now we got 10 minus 5. And now this is 8. So typically speaking, on the STAR test, when you subtract, they're going to give you the salaries for 1 year. This is only 1 year. Then we need to take that year, the annual salary, and multiply it by 20 to get 20 years. So right here, some students will subtract, and then they're like, yay, I see my answer. But that's only 1 year. You need to multiply that by the given number of years that they're asking. So 0 times all of this is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Cross it out. 2 times 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. And then 2 times 1 is 2. So yeah, go ahead and add that up. So how much less will the advertising manager, so we're going to advertising and the health coordinator make? So we come up here, there's the coordinator and there's the advertising. That is the greatest and the least amount of salaries up there. So how much less we are going to have to subtract? So make sure we set them up correctly. We're going to subtract 2 minus 2. Looks like we're going to have to borrow going across. 11 minus 8 is 3. 10 minus 7 is 3. And 7 minus 1 is 6. And 9 minus 1 is 1. Now, this is the answer right here. The greatest minus the least. But then up here, it's talking about 20 years. So this is only 1 year. So we need to multiply this times 20 to get the total. So 0 times 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And 2 times 0, 2 times 3, 2 times 3, 2 times 6, 2 times 1 is 2. So go ahead and add those up. So last question, number 4. Assume an account manager works for 40 hours and 52, how much is going to be the hourly earnings? So we're going to go up above and look at the account manager. So the account manager is right here, 87,322. 87,322. And the hourly earnings means we're going to have to divide. So divide by the total number of hours. So we have 52 weeks, 40 hours. So this is the total number of hours. We got 0, 0. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 5 is 20. So that's going to give us 2,080 hours. And go ahead and divide that out, or you can multiply one of your answers by 2,080. So this one is estimate and check. You can estimate and check, multiply 2,080 times 48, or divide to find the correct answer.